that other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode 923 of the Immigration Answer Show. We won't be doing a show tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, so the next time we'll be live will probably be Saturday at 10 a.m. Today is October 8th. Hooli's giving me signals, I think. Today's October 8th, episode 924. I'll be here for the next hour and a half trying to answer as many immigration law-related questions as I can. My name again is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. We got a new video dropping today. What is it on? I don't remember. But it should be out soon. Oh, probably right now. Probably not a good idea to go live and drop a new video at the same time. But what the heck? We aim to please. Like I said, I'm going to be taking questions, and I've got up on deck quick questions, Kelton and Gurjeet. Quick questions. Hello.
Hey, ¿cómo estás, tío?
Muy bien.
Oh, thanks. I hope you never looked up what 67 meant.
No, I didn't waste my time. But at least they're not saying 69, which is what I always used to get in trouble for. But
Let's just say it's related.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Green card.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, the garbage truck is outside my window. Green card case, father, daughter's 18, wants to go to college next year, thinking about applying for scholarships. Any worry about the public charge?
No.
You don't think so? Not the FAFSA though, right? Stay away from the FAFSA.
Well, if they don't have a green card, I mean, they might have to fill out FAFSA. I don't know the rules about what your immigration status has to be to fill out FAFSA, but I would be careful about applying for any loans or anything that are only available to U.S. citizens or green card holders if she's not those. That would be a question for the schools or the guidance counselor at high school.
Yeah, the guidance counselor keeps calling me, asking me these questions. What do you do when you come across a notario, like a real jerk?
I get a stick and I beat them over the head. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, why are you worried about a notario? Well, first of all, so who's applying for the 18-year-old? Their parent?
Yeah, the dad. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is the dad a U.S. citizen?
The dad's a U.S. citizen, hasn't spent much time in the U.S.
That's okay. When did the I-130 and the 45 get filed?
The I-130 was filed a couple years ago. They filed an I-485 concurrently, but then she wanted to go back to Guatemala to be with her mom, so they withdrew it properly. And then I filed the I-485 for him.
So when the current 45, when was it filed?
I think we filed it. I think it was like 250 pages. I just filed another green card case that was 350 pages. I think we filed it back in June.
June. Okay.
Yeah. So we're still waiting. She got her EAD in less than 5 weeks.
That's good. She might get her green card fast too.
I hope so.
What year of school is this person?
She's 18, but she never went to school. So like she's trying to catch up on high school right now. Like she never went to school back in Guatemala. I mean, a little bit here and there, but she's trying to catch back up on.
Well, I guess my question is, when do you think she would be planning to go to college?
Fall of 2026. I told her let's wait until the scholarships get closer and let's examine them one by one, but really stay away from the federal stuff.
I would wait till she has her green card to do any of that stuff.
So just wait till she has her green card?
Mm-hmm.
On a different case, I came across a notario who's really a bad guy in Sacramento. Okay. What should I do?
California is one of the few places where you can actually report them to I think it's the Attorney General, but there's actually laws for unauthorized practice of law in California.
Yeah, he's telling people that he's an attorney, he's not an attorney, and he's not giving people their files.
Yeah, so I would turn him in.
Okay, so you think that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you one more quick question?
Yeah.
So, withholding of removal, a failed asylum case based on LGBTQ issues in Mexico, but he got withholding of removal. His EAD expired a couple years ago. He wants me to get him a new EAD. I've seen other lawyers talk about getting a FOIA for this. I don't really see the value in the FOIA. Just file the 765 or?
Hell no. If all he has is withholding and he's not doing check-ins and nobody really remembers he's here, I would not file an EAD because that's just going to remind Trump that there might be one more person they can deport.
So just tell him that there's no help. He can't get the EAD.
I'm just telling you, I think it'd be a bad idea to raise his hand.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What's the name of that naturalization chart that you use?
Oh, it's in my Kurzban book.
Kurtzbahn. I know that's so dense.
Yeah, it's on the back though. The chart's not dense. It's in the back. I gotta
Okay.
go. Thanks for the call. Some people think that was the notario. I don't know. So maybe it's one notario mad at another. I don't know. Kelton, hello. Oh wait, hold on. Kelton.
Hi, how are you?
Good, buddy. Hold on one second. Hey, Huli, somebody says we got our episodes numbered wrong. Do we have our episodes numbered wrong? Yeah, this is 924, everybody. So thanks for that. 924. All right, Kelton, go ahead, buddy.
So I had a couple of questions. So I have my wife
Time out. I thought you were going to hire us.
No, we went with someone local.
Yeah, well, so you and I talked 3 times, then you thought about hiring us, then you went to someone local. You can go talk to them.
Their issue that's going on right now is they only have one other case similar to mine. And what I was calling in to kind of see about is at what point do you end up suing USCIS for not approving and kind of ignoring inquiries that you've made?
How long has the case been pending?
So it's been pending 9 months currently.
And what
The work permit went out of status about 3 months ago. We made an inquiry about that. That same inquiry never actually got responded to. Made a second inquiry. That's coming up pretty quick on its time frame to be responded to. Doesn't look like they're going to respond to that. Made a congressional inquiry that also was ignored.
So this is a spouse-based marriage case?
It is kind of convoluted if they're even approving these right now, given that it's a CHNV entry. USCIS, when you call them, tells them they're approving them.
Kelton, with all due respect,
Yes.
you chose not to hire us. So I love to give out free information, but not to people that call me 3 times, I talk to for many times, and then they hire somebody else. So I'll just be able to help you. I don't know. I mean, does that seem fair? I talked to him 3 times for free. He had lots of questions, and then he hired someone else, and now he's stuck, and he's not getting the answers he wants because he hired someone who's only handled one case like his. One. Sorry, Kelton. Gurjeet.
Hey,
Hello, Gurjeet.
Hey, Mr. Tim, how are you, sir? Jim?
Well, how are you?
Good, brother. I've been listening your program like 4 years, and
Nice.
first time calling. And brother, my background is I'm from India, and I have green card start date March 2023.
Okay.
And I got married in back to June 21, and she got citizen in March 2022.
Okay.
So now my question is can I apply by 3-year rule, or I have to wait 5 years?
So this is what needs to be true in order for you to apply under the 3-year rule, okay?
So I can, right?
No, I'm going to tell you what needs to be true, and you tell me if this is all true, okay?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
You have to have been married for at least 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And during all of those 3 years, she has to have been a citizen. So both have to be true. So let's say you've been married 4 years and she's been a citizen for 3 years, then you're good. But if you've been married 4 years and she's only been a citizen for 1 year, then you have to wait 2 more years.
No, yes, we got in both questions.
Both are true?
Yes. So she's citizen since 2022, and we married since 2021.
How did she get her green card?
Through marriage.
Okay, so that's something that's a little bit trickier. So talk to me about that. Why did she Why did she get her green card through marriage, get divorced, and marry you?
Sorry, can you repeat back again?
Yeah, you said she got her green card through marriage. Is that right?
Yes.
So she was married to somebody else.
Yes.
So in our office here, we call those pivot cases. So this is she pivoted from being the green card recipient to now trying to sponsor a new person for a green card, right?
Yes.
So why did she divorce that person and marry you is my question.
Because of like mutual understanding.
Well, I guess let me be a little bit more direct. They're going to assume now that she's applying for you that you were her true love the whole time and that her marriage to the U.S. citizen was just to get a green card and citizenship.
I
So,
got you.
so I'm all for applying on the 3-year rule, but in a case where the petitioner received his or her green card and citizenship based on marriage, you basically, especially now under Donald Trump, have to prove not only that your current marriage is real, but that your first marriage wasn't just to get an immigration benefit for her. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know what the hell's going on. He's typing his doctoral thesis. Is something strange today? The full moon was 2 nights ago, so maybe this is the remnants of the Aries full moon. I don't know. What do you guys think? Hello, TikTokers. Give me your questions. Everybody's joining, but I don't see any questions. Still pending. Hello.
Hey, Jim, what's going on?
Is that Bobby Brown I see there? Is that MC Hammer? Who's that? That's you, still pending. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
What's up?
Yeah, I have a quick question. For the adjustment of status, does you normally get the interview before you get the work permit?
These days, a lot of people are having that happen.
Yeah, cause I sent my application in February 27th, and it's going into the 8th month. I still haven't get a decision on the work permit, but I got a green card interview at the end of this month.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I just went to an interview. When did I go? Monday or Friday or something? Yeah, Friday. And that was definitely true that the person never got their work card and they're probably going to get their green card without ever getting their work card.
okay. Last question. For my interview, do you think I should upload documents / evidence like 3 to 5 days before the interview, even though they didn't ask?
Right. That's what we're thinking. That's what our current approach is to upload whatever we can to the portal a week before the interview, and then also to bring it to the interview just in case.
Just in case. Okay. All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right.
AP, hello.
Hi, how are you, Jim? Nice
I'm
to
great.
meet you.
How are you doing?
Hi, nice to meet you. So I'm a physician from London. So I received a job offer recently in the US from a hospital group. They were willing to sponsor an H-1B cap exempt visa, but unfortunately this 100K fee rule was introduced. My question is, I had a previous H-1 visa which had 2 years unused, which expired in 2022. Can I reuse this time to avoid the 100K fee? And also, I did have an approved EB2 NIW, which I never used. Does that have an expiry date as well?
Where are you?
I'm in London.
These are all very good questions. I think that the H-1B $100,000 legal fee is 100% completely illegal. Okay. And my hero, the lawyer who I look up to the most, a woman named Karen Tumlin, has filed a lawsuit in California challenging that. I believe that thing's going to get enjoined and struck down. So I don't know that that's going to impact you. As far as you have an approved I-140, how old is it?
The priority date was 2018, so it's current basically. But I never used it. I never filed for adjustment of status or anything left.
What I mean is, so when you filed for that, were you in the United States or outside?
I was in the United States.
I honestly don't know the answer to your question.
Yeah.
I certainly think it's worth a conversation and doing research for. You probably need to track down where it last. Like they haven't heard from you guys on that for a long time. I-130s never expire. unless the State Department revokes it. But an I-140, it might still be viable.
It was a proper NIW. It was the one with, it wasn't a physician one. It was the one without the it was that. I mean, do you think that, how long would it be for an injunction, you think, with this lawsuit? Do you think it'll happen pretty soon, a restraining order, or do you think it'll take a while?
I do, but I'm an optimist, so what do I know?
Yeah, okay.
But she doesn't play to lose. She plays to win. So I bet on her.
I mean, with regards to my previous H-1B, could I reuse that unused time to avoid the fee, or that doesn't really apply?
I believe those things are independent of each other.
Right. Okay.
I think it's going to be applied to anyone coming to the United States with a new H-1B from outside the United States, on an H-1B,
right,
from outside the United States.
Okay. Well, hopefully this lawsuit will sort that out. I mean, Mr. Lutnick said recently in an interview he wanted doctors, but I'm surprised that they're having this rule that affects them. Do you see what I mean? So
well, they just make it up as they go along and they try to piss people off. So yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
All right, you got it. That sounded a little bit like our friend Lewis. Had I-130 denied? Question. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for picking me up.
Sure.
Okay, I have a question. I'll make it very fast, actually. I'm a little bit nervous. Okay.
Oh, good. No reason to be nervous. I'm right here. Let's do this. Let me help you. Where are you from?
Original, I'm European, but my husband is Iranian. So they put him in almost a year ago on deportation proceedings. Our interview just finished a month ago.
Wait, hold on. I want to back up. So are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you're married to a man from Iran?
Correct.
He came to the United States when?
2022 on a tourist visa. We got married. Everything was okay. We got the interview finally. The interview went smooth, easy. Maybe because the DHS was on our door a couple months prior. So
wait.
now,
So when did you file the I-130?
Immediately in the status, like almost 2.5 years ago.
Right. But so let's back up even more. How long after he entered did you two get married?
We got married fast, like a few months.
More than 2 months or less than 2 months?
About 2 months.
Okay, so you get married. Did you know each other before he came to the United States?
No. We met online. It went smooth. We don't think about immigration rules, all this, and we did it. We just did it.
Okay,
but the problem is that they pick on him. They put him in removal proceedings.
Wait, you're going too fast. I have to ask you questions. You're going too fast.
Okay.
So you guys filed an I-130, and then it was pending for 2 years, and then you got an interview?
Correct.
Did he have military service in Iran?
The mandatory ones. I don't know the names of those ones. Yes.
Okay. What field office conducted your interview?
Nevada.
What was it?
Nevada.
And did they separate you?
No. That's why I said it's fast and easy.
Did you bring a lawyer?
Yes, I had. We had a lawyer, not interview.
What was the reason for the I-130 being denied?
Oh, his divorce papers, he wasn't the right papers. He has to bring the different, he has divorce papers. Okay,
so did that come up at the interview and they said, hey, you need to go get this?
Yes. And also when we got we didn't know, we received the letter and say, oh, we got denied because of these papers. Now we're working to bring this paper.
Hold on, slow down.
Okay.
So they gave you a request for evidence for the divorce decree. Did your lawyer help you get the divorce decree or answer this?
No, he has to get it from Iran. So he hire an attorney in Iran now to take care of all these papers.
And did you do that and file the response?
Yes. Not yet, because we still have a few more weeks to respond.
But you said the I-130 got denied.
Yes, but we have to bring this paper.
So you haven't received a denial notice. You just didn't get approved.
Correct. It's
Okay.
online. He went on in his portal. That's why he got denied. But we didn't get a letter yet. So you're preparing all the paperwork for the to scan it soon. But and also he has next year in 2026 asylum case. The question is, if he wants to leave one day, they took his passport when they put him on the proceedings, no, the deportation proceedings. He's scared one day nothing is gonna work on his way. Can he get his passport and live on his in his terms?
So, when did he get put into removal proceedings?
Last year, 2024,
Why?
they just say he's illegal here.
While you had a pending I-130?
Yes, of course, in 485.
So he applied for asylum at the asylum office and he married you.
We got married, then because he got in proceedings, attorney, he said, okay, let's apply for asylum to make sure 130 is approved or denied until then, like a cover up kind of thing. But his asylum is not kind of strong. It's not strong, so I don't think it's gonna be a proven case if this 130 is not gonna work out.
Okay. So what is your question for me?
The question is he doesn't want to go back to Iran at all. He's scared for his life over there. So he if he wants to self-deport, how he can make this, he get his passport and leave before, because he's scared he's going to get deported and he's going to send him straight to Iran. He doesn't want to go to Iran. He wants to go to Turkey, Dubai, anywhere but Iran.
But he's married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, but if it's deny him 1I30, anything does, let's say the worst scenario, nothing works.
Why are we
He doesn't
operating?
want to leave. He
Why are
doesn't want to be deported.
Does he want to live in America?
He does, but the way things works is he's scared. Is
You're not doing things the right way. Why didn't you get the divorce decree before you filed?
he will, but
No, he didn't. He didn't. You filed without the divorce decree that he needs.
He has some certificate, but they're asking for different certificate because every time in that country something is changed. They have different names, different.
Well, but the State Department tracks that, and that's all knowable at the time of filing. So did you file this on your own without a lawyer?
We did with lawyer, but the lawyer didn't help us much. So we are kind of in this situation.
So in answer to your very limited question, if your husband wants to, he can ask the court for what's called voluntary departure. They'll give him his passport. They'll give him a certain amount of time to leave, and he can leave.
Okay, and I can follow. That was the deal in the end, to follow him.
Sure.
But he doesn't want to get deported for. I mean, he's gonna fight to the end. Like,
It doesn't sound like you guys are fighting very hard or smartly.
no, I see.
This man should have a green card. This is all stupid. Everything that's happened is dumb. Especially filing a cover asylum case. That was the dumbest thing of all.
Yeah, I don't know what doctor he did. That's why we're not happy with him. So
Attorneys can only do what the clients agree to. So you can't blame it all on the attorney. This has been a stupid plan from day one.
yeah, for sure.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Sometimes people don't listen, and it makes it harder for me to ask them questions. And they just want to tell me their thing. And that's sort of an example of what can happen at an interview. So don't do that at an interview. You let the officer ask the questions. I'm not an officer, obviously, but the point is people need to practice and learn how to answer questions and to let the other person find out the things they need. You have lots of things you want to tell me, but the things you're telling me don't make sense, and they're not the most important things. Need help. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Finally. Well, I've been listening to your show for many years, and you've helped me in the first stage to get the the first green card, and now I'm applying for removal of petition.
Great.
And I've done everything on my own. I've created this whole package without the lawyer. Just learning from YouTube and the internet. So I have my cover letter, and I have the joint residence. For joint residence, I have leases and utility bills and everything that you can imagine. But the problem here is that when I came here, my husband had all the utility bills in his name. For the lease, he added me to the lease. That was no problem. But the utility bills here in Florida, I don't know, or in the U.S. in general, from my understanding, they only allow one, the primary account holder, to be on the statement. Is that a problem for the officer?
I don't think generally, no. I think it should
No?
be. Yeah. I mean, they do expect you to have more well-developed financial evidence, now that you're doing removal of conditions than the initial green card. But I think they generally understand that you're not going to, that sometimes different
Yeah.
things don't have your name on it. But if you have a bank account that you're actively using and
Yeah, I'm coming to that. So, so the utility bills, I have like a verification letter where it says from TICO, I think it is, the provider, that me and my husband, we are at the same address and everything. And to substitute, to like complementary, I also have individually addressed mail to each of us inside of this category or this section. So I have my own bank statements at the same address, his statements, our driver's licenses with the two addresses that we've been living at in the past 2 years. Is that okay, or will that be a red flag?
So you don't have a joint bank account that you actively use?
We have opened one recently in August, but we have Zelle history. This is why I'm calling you, because I was scared with this part. So we have copy of IRS joint tax filings as joint finance evidence. We have Zelle transaction history, which we have been using for the past 7 years that we've been together. We've lived in Europe before, and we used to like send each other money to split costs or share finances. And here in the U.S., he told me, because in the beginning I was unemployed and I was looking for a job, so he told me, just send me, when you get a job, send me this much, and we'll make it work this way. Like, until you to also save some money, send me, I don't know, 30% of via Zelle, on a monthly basis, or as you can. So we have extracts from my bank account where I sent him or that he sent me. And we recently opened a joint bank account, and I also added him as an authorized user to my credit card recently. And we have paid quite a few things in the past 2 months, like the rent, utility bills, and stuff like that, from the joint bank account. So we have both system. We're new to this joint bank account. Not everybody wants to have that.
Yeah. So I think this sounds okay, right? I think it's not the way I would have, like, if I had a magic wand, I would have told you to start your joint bank account right after you got your green card, or even while your green card
I
came.
told my husband, but my husband was always hesitant. He said, "No, let's continue the system that we've been having."
Right. So, but it seems very transactional, like roommates to me. And so let's do a little pretending, okay? Let's say you file your I-751 and you and your husband get scheduled for an interview, right?
Yeah.
What is the answer if the officer asks us, "Hey, why did you guys wait so long to set up a joint bank account, and why do you keep all your money separate?" What would you say?
Because I mean, it's been my husband will. I wouldn't even know what to say, because I told him, let's open a joint bank account.
What would he
And
say? What would he say?
he always said, "No, we don't need that. Let's continue the
Yeah, I
same."
know he said no, but why? What's the reason? And that's why I'm pushing you, because they're gonna ask the same question.
I think he's generally like a lot of Americans. Like he's not really comfortable to get to that point where he shares, his finances. I mean, he's done it now, but I guess he's needed some time or so. I don't know.
I think this is totally going to be okay. But if you guys act weird
Yeah.
about this and start saying stuff like that, then, I mean, the fact is you are now using the bank account. You are,
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
he's paid stuff for me, like he's paid dental work, thousands of dollars, and we have big transactions. Like, he sends me $1,500, $1,500. I send him $2,000. Or
See, that's weird. That's weird. I don't send money to my wife. She doesn't send money to me. We have our money, and that's what the officer.
Yeah.
That's how the officer is going to frame it. They're going to be like, "What are you talking about? Sending money to each other? It's like you're paying each other for services rendered."
Yeah, it's Zelle, via Zelle, like splitting costs like that.
Yeah, I know the I'm not so concerned with the mechanics, whether it's your bank account or Zelle or PayPal or whatever. None of that stuff matters. The weird thing is the mentioning of, well, he sends me this and I send him that, and we balance it all out so that everything's fair by the end of the year. That sounds like enemies or joint tenants.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I didn't have any problem to open a bank account, a joint bank account from the very beginning, but he has been, pushing it, and yeah.
Well, I would suggest that you have him watch this little discussion that you and I are having, and have him practice how he's going to answer this, because it sounds like he's the one who's sort of high on this, that this is important to him. So, I mean, I thought for a minute you were going to like try to blame him, and then I was going to tease you about that. But in a way, someone's going to have to be able to explain this.
Yeah, so you think they could schedule us for an interview because of this? We have so many more evidence. Like we have.
There's only one person I know in the last year who has filed a 751 and not had an interview. So I actually think you should plan on an interview.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But at the end of the day, I think your case is approvable. I think everything's okay. I just don't want it to get delayed. I mean, you guys have been married for a while now. It seems like you're moving towards greater, like he's trusting you more and sharing more, and being more economically vulnerable, if that's a phrase. So I think everything's moving in the right direction. I would say probably get this bad boy on file, and then maybe think about, just because this is weird, I might wait the full 5 years to apply for citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you only have one inquiry into your finances and your financial arrangement, not two. But you can talk about that after your 751.
But we've been approved. We've used this before to get a conditional green card, and
you were just newly married. What I'm saying is they hold you to a higher standard now, that because they think, well, okay, let's say husband's weird about money. Well, if he really loves her and if it's really a trusting relationship and they're both in it for the long haul, then why is he still holding on to his old ways 2 years later?
Mm-hmm. But everybody in the U.S. has a joint bank account. It's hard for me to believe, because this is a different society. It's a Western society, individualistic, and people, not everybody wants to have a joint bank account. I don't understand why USCIS.
Okay, let's do this. Everybody in the comments, if you're married, talk about, if you have a joint bank account, say yes, that you use. If you don't have a joint bank account that you use, say no. But I would say it doesn't really matter the answer to that question, because it's not about what you like to do or what your husband likes to do or what Jim likes to do or what Amani likes to do. It's what USCIS expects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And what the other evidence that I have, joint auto insurance, health insurance cards, joint.
It's all good. I think your case is going to get approved.
Okay.
But you and I are just exploring this limited question.
Yeah, this possibility of being asked.
And is Buddy Boy going to be ready to explain it?
And can you tell me quickly, what would you recommend that he would, or how can he explain this without sounding weird?
Well, I think he has to be honest. Whatever it is, it is. I mean, let's just say, for example, okay, I don't know that this is true. But let's say somebody stole money from him in the past, or let's say he saw his mom left holding the bag because his dad did weird things with money. Whatever the truth is fine. But there just has to be some logic to it, because right now it just seems transactional between two roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see.
It looks
Maybe.
looks like most people are saying that they use a joint bank account. I think in the West, as you say, I think most people have joint bank accounts, especially after they've been married for at least 3 years, like you have.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the reasons, now that I remember, he had his bank account with a different bank, and I think the first reasons he's been giving me is, oh no, because this is I want to stay with this bank, and everything that comes my way is to this bank, and that's a military bank, so I don't think I could have um, been. I didn't even try to be a customer of that bank. I just went with one of the big ones. So yeah, so I've been really concerned.
And that's really what I'm worried about, is not so much the answer to this question. I'm worried about how does this display the romantic dynamic. In other words, if he's a military guy and he's sort of like, I'm setting my ways and I make the rules and blah, blah, then that, to me, that just leads to a bigger discussion about the marriage itself. And that's what I'm worried about.
No, okay. Well, he's not in. Yeah, I see.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
It's so interesting. The 485 has so many questions, and the I-130 have questions too. And I think that's one of the reasons why this show is sort of cool, is because over the course of time, if you watch the show over and over, you really see how one little question or one little issue, one little thing on the I-130 on the 45, see how much we talked about that and thought about that and kicked it around. Like, as lawyers, that's what we do. When we have something in a case around here, we all go talk to each other about that thing. Like, the conversation would go something like this. I got this case, and it's a 751 removal of conditions. Couple seems very nice. In a lot of ways, they've commingled their money, but the husband just sort of has this rule where he's just very rigid about, this is mine and this is yours, and I'm going to sell you this, and we're going to go out to dinner and we're going to split it, and we'll buy a car, but my name's on this one, your name's on that one. You know what I mean? It's just it's interesting. So that's just one little piece of a green card case. And tomorrow or later on in this show, we might talk about addresses or driver's licenses or entering without inspection or prostitution, or we've talked about all these things on the show, right? We've talked about all these things. And so we really do a deep dive on little aspects of getting a green card. And I'll never understand these lawyers who say, I never go to interviews because I'm just a potted plant. Like, literally, I had an attorney tell me, no, I never go to interviews on green cards, right? It's just expensive for the client, and I'm a potted plant. Well, maybe you need to be more than a potted plant, right? And maybe you need to think deeply about these issues, and maybe you need to explore and kick around and talk about what the reveal is, right? That's the real thing. What's the reveal? Like to me, does that conversation we just have sort of suggest a weird power dynamic? And maybe it's the military aspect of it, or maybe it's to me, it's more about the transactional of I'll pay mine, you pay yours, and at the end of the day, we'll be 50-50. Somebody said two become one up there, and Imani always laugh about that. When we took family law, that was actually the first chapter of our family law textbook, which was two become one. And Imani always says, yes, Jim, but which one? Which one? And of course, it's a new one, right? And so that's the thing to think about. So fun stuff. See, you can learn a lot just from a little call with just one little thing. Joanna says, no, this is not the military. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I just think that it was an interesting call. An interesting call. All right. Let's go to Mac, then Christine, then good morning, then Gurjeet. Mac, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
And same to you.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. I just have a question about. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever handled a denaturalization case?
I've handled 2.
And is it based on like what you call it? Not disclosing something during the interview or something or?
Yes. Yes. In
And
fact, I can tell you the exact question that they both revolved around, and that is, have you ever committed a crime or offense for which you've not been arrested? And then later on, it comes to light that maybe they were engaged in illegal activity that wasn't disclosed before or after the naturalization interview. And USCIS says, well, if we had known you were molesting kids or stealing money or robbing banks, we never would have given you your citizenship. And now that we know that, we're going to take away your citizenship.
how long it take this like case?
Well, usually it begins with a letter from the U.S. attorney saying to you, hey, we're going to take away your citizenship. Do you just want to cut a deal? Right. So have you gotten that letter, or has your person gotten that letter?
No. I'm just I got a friend of mine. He's worried about his thing
Yeah,
because
it
he
starts.
played he
Go ahead.
played he he played guilty to something, and his attorney was stupid that when he played guilty, like sometime in that they call it information letter, they tell you, oh, since this date you've been doing this criminal activity until this date, and his citizenship, he received his citizenship between these 2 days.
Yeah.
It looks like, you know what I mean.
So instead of maybe negotiating with the prosecutor to say that the activity happened after his naturalization, it covers the naturalization, and so in theory, it should have been disclosed.
Yeah,
I would say
something like
that was a mistake by the lawyer. Yeah. If possible, if that was possible, if that's something that could have happened. Was it a federal crime or a state crime?
federal.
Yeah, they're going to find that out.
Yeah, it's a federal, and it's a white collar crime.
Yeah. Well, you might want to have your little friend send me his indictment, and I can look it over. And how long ago did he plead?
He didn't get nothing yet, but he pleaded in I think in 2012.
Right. Okay.
But since he just worry about because of
Yeah, because of
the
the denaturalization.
priorities,
Yeah.
because of the priorities of the U.S. Department right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't leave the country. I wouldn't. Did he go to jail?
Yes.
For how long?
He was sentenced for 5 years, but he got out within 2 years because of the First Step Act, good
Was
time, all that.
was there a financial loss to somebody because of what he got charged with?
Yeah, it was like companies that lost money.
More than $10,000?
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably going to get deported.
Yeah, but they didn't sue him yet.
Yeah, but they will.
But he's like he's telling me like he's in like in his honestly, like he's just frankly about it. He's like in his mid 50s,
Sure.
and he just say if he comes that if he can just keep fighting it, because he heard like something in the news that he can fight it for 10
Yeah.
years, whatever.
I wouldn't say 10, but maybe 3 or 4. Yeah.
Is that 3 or 4 including appeals and going all that?
Yeah, I mean, probably if they start, the trial will probably be 2 years away, and then appeals will probably be another year and a half. So yeah, that would include that.
Okay, and second question, his wife and one of his uh, boys got his citizenship through him. Can they go after those two?
So in other words, after he became a citizen, he sponsored his wife and his children.
what he sponsored his wife and his children. She born after he was a citizen, so he just apply. They call it the certificate of abroad. That thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
The answer to that question is yes. Everybody can lose their citizenship. Those kids weren't born in the United States.
just one, two of them. Yeah,
Two.
two that born here,
And
and one.
they
Yeah,
got their citizenship through their dad.
no, one got it through the dad, and two just born here.
The two that were born here are citizens, no matter what. The mom and the other kid are in trouble.
Oh, and then are they gonna try to sue them in the same time, or first get the husband and then get the kids and the wife, right?
I would imagine that if they're going to go to all the work of taking him, they would throw them all in there. And the one time I've seen that was a very similar situation. It wasn't a case I handled, but it's a case that I looked at. Dad got his citizenship, then wife and kids got their citizenship off of that, and they threw them all. It was 5 people in one DNAT's case.
In one case, wow.
Mm-hmm. But the one I had, the one I had, they left everybody else alone, but that was a different time.
Oh, okay. And how much it costs, like for a lawyer? Like, how much would you charge? Just
Probably
estimate.
$20,000 or $25,000. You're talking about keeping him from being deported. And like
Yeah,
we take depositions, we do all this stuff to try to figure out angles to stay. So it's not cheap.
I know it's not cheap, of course. That's so okay. Thank you. That's all.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mac.
so much.
See you, buddy. Yeah, I haven't seen the DNAT stuff yet. Zavrin says, I got the N600, no test for me. Yeah, there's no test on the N600. N600, you're just getting a certificate that you are a citizen. And of course, I always recommend that people do that N600. I think you guys might have heard me talking to that person the other day whose son never got his N600, and now in the I-130 that he filed for his wife and the adjustment, USCIS is challenging whether the son is a U.S. citizen, which is why you always get that N600. And it's $1,100 filing fee, but trust me, it's worth it. All right. Gurjeet's been waiting a while, so I'm going to go Gurjeet, then Christine, then good morning. Gurjeet.
Yes, Tim, I'm back. Sorry for disconnecting my phone.
Oh, did you have another question?
Oh, yeah, actually, I didn't hear your answer, brother.
Oh, okay. Awesome. See you, bud.
Hello.
Bye, buddy. Christine is here. Hello.
Good afternoon, Jim, and to all the viewers, and big up the yardie them.
Big ups to all the yardies. I saw Phoenix is here. Big ups to all the yardies for sure. Christine, how you doing?
I am doing great, Jim. Enjoying your show every day. Every day I look forward to it. I keep checking my phone. Is Jim coming on today? When you're not sure of a schedule. So, okay, my case is, I've called you before on this case, and I've spoken to one of your lawyers where I sent the documents and everything, and he thought that also that the child was lost her position based on age. So my stepdaughter was filed for in 2019. At the time she was 19. It was both her and her sister. In 2022, my husband became citizen. So you know that by updating, the case moved up. The smaller daughter is here. She's now 20. She's been here 3 years, just got her citizenship in September of last month because she's derogative. So
Right.
The thing is that I went on my interview in 2023, spoke to the lawyer about it, because even though your lawyer told me that she was aged out, I still did not feel comfortable about it. So I asked the officer. When I asked the officer and he looked, he said, no, that child should have been here. They don't know what the mistake or who made the mistake. So we came back, spoke to my husband, and I said, ask it, because he has his lawyer. I use a different lawyer for my case.
Sure.
The lawyer sent out a notice to them again to ask them to review the case, which they did. They send an email to them, say that they have re-reviewed the case, and they're going to they see where they are wrong. And now they're going to put back our case to IR2, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
So that has been from the 11th of July, but the case has not yet updated on the portal. I reached out back to the lawyer yesterday and I asked them to ask for the case to be expedited because it's been, the other sister is going to be here like 3 years come January.
Right.
So my question is, how do I really get them to, even though I have the email with them saying that they admitted to their wrong and they're going to put her back to that. Everything was paid. Even our kids were on it, and they said in the letter that when they put her back to IR2, that the kids will be no longer eligible.
What does that mean?
I don't know, because the kids was, when my husband started filing, he was a green card holder, so he was filing for the kids. We paid only the smaller, only the daughter money was not paid for the final thing, but we were just waiting on NVC to just issue an appointment for her in Jamaica.
For the older
But
daughter.
no, they said that they're going to remove the kids. Not sure why. Is it? I know based on that, grandfather can't file for grandkids. So my question is, what can be done for the kids? I mean, I'm waiting on the expedition letter to go in and to see what they're going to say. If they're going to expedite it for her
You're
to get
asking me
that.
now about the kids of your older daughter? That's what you're asking about?
Yes. Yes.
And when your husband became a U.S. citizen, did he file a new I-130 for your daughters?
No. He just updated it, and that moved not only his daughter case, but also my son. But my son came like 1 year before his daughter. His daughter came 23, my son came 22 on the same year that he got his citizenship.
Christine, this is way too confusing for me on the call. I'm going to have Huli has your contact information. I'm going to have her Slack it to me, and I will follow up with you directly, okay?
Okay, all right. Thanks much, Jim.
Can you write up a timeline of everything for me and send it to me?
Sure, I have a timeline of everything, Jim.
That'll help.
I am a student of your class, Jim. Listen, I'll be following you. I'll be learning everything about this immigration thing, Jim.
Oh, but it sounds
Thanks for your hard work.
It sounds like we were wrong though on your CSPA, on your child status.
Yes. Unfortunately, and I think that maybe if the lawyer had seen where I was saying that no, there's no way she could have been aged out based on the time period and stuff like that, then she would have probably been here, and we could have sorted out something for the kids just the same.
All right, well, I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Thanks, Christine.
Thanks. I'll go join back the live now. Thank you very much, Jim.
See ya. What a nice lady, huh? I got good morning and then Grumpy Cat and then Tay. Oh, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for everything you did.
Of course.
I have some questions, but allow me go back. At my second interview, and I wanted to give you a thumbs up for whatever you said was kind of true. Just a note. We had a lawyer, but the lawyer didn't make it. We tried to call the lawyer when we're going for an interview, and he didn't show up. He put off all his phones. I don't know what happened till today. But just in that interview, so you went in. It was a second interview, and I verified. At first, I entered in the room. It was going to be a stocks interview, but I talked to the officer that I came here for an interview first. I think the records kind of didn't match. And then I looked into them, he called in my wife. So lucky enough, we missed the stocks. We were very lucky about that. But then in the interview, the officer said they're going to focus on my I-485, basically inadmissible, whatever, those questions. Sorry about that.
Yep.
So my question is, everything, he asked like 6 questions, but there is one question that disturbed my head. I have an asylum on file, a pending asylum on file. And inside my asylum, first thing, when I was filling in that asylum, I did it by myself, no lawyer. My date of entry was off by a day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something big?
No.
Okay, thank you. Because my mate was reading something. Then another question came came in inside my asylum. There is this question where they asked, "Have you ever been a member of something?" It's asked on asylum and the I-485.
Yes.
So in the asylum, I said yes, and in my writing, I wrote I was a member. But on my I-485, I said I was not a member. And during the interview, I wanted to explain it further that, you know what, because that's what the lawyer really was coming in to do, but he didn't show up. She didn't show up. Was when I was filling that asylum, like I was meaning I was a supporter of some political candidate, okay, and I wrote a member, so I had to explain that, and after the interview, the officer re like what do they call it, reconstructed it, okay, and then he told me to sign. Do you think there are problems around that?
So you're saying that, okay, so when you fill out your asylum application pro se without an attorney, it asks, are you a member of any groups, organizations, clubs, societies, funds, anywhere around the world? And you put, yes, I'm a member of
Yeah.
I'm a member of XYZ party or XYZ group back in my home country, right?
Yeah, and I said that, and I did say that as a member, but as all I did was mobilizing for support.
Okay. And then when you filled out your N400, it asked a slightly different question, but
No,
basically
not N400, I-485.
45, sorry.
Yeah.
Basically the same kind of question about groups and membership. And then and on this one you said no.
Yes.
And at your interview, walk me through. So was that question asked out loud at your interview?
Yes, it was asked out. When she asked out, I said no, and then she said, "But you said you're a member in the I-485."
Okay, that's what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping didn't happen. So it's not a matter of her. So in other words, I'm not saying that you did anything wrong, but in other words, there could be an interpretation that you denied membership in XYZ not once, but twice, once in writing and once orally. Is that fair?
Repeat your question. Sorry.
Sure. What I was hoping was that when you were at your green card interview and the officer asked you out loud, "Hey, good morning. Are you a member of any organizations, groups, clubs, societies?" Then you mentioned XYZ, but that didn't happen. It was actually you said no, and then it was only when she brought it up or he brought it up that you then said yes.
Yeah, I said no. I didn't say yes. I said in the I-485 when in the interview.
I know on the form you wrote no.
Yeah.
When she asked it out loud the first time, did you say yes or no?
No, I said no, and I gave an explanation that
Wait, but you gave the explanation after she said, but on your asylum application you said this, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was hoping didn't happen. I was hoping that you remembered on your own or your lawyer prepared. So anybody who goes to a green card interview after having applied for asylum, you always have to go back and look at the groups you listed because this always comes up. This was an easy mistake to make, and it was a dumb mistake to make. So in answer to your question, missing the date of when you entered by one day, not a problem. Saying in an asylum application, I'm a member of this group, denying it in writing, denying it when asked out loud at your green card interview, that's a big issue.
Oh, that.
Might be fixable. Might be fixable. Did you feel like the officer felt like they caught you at something, or were they just sort of asking it sort of out loud?
The way I felt this was like they were just asking out loud, and based on my explanation, because I told them that the reason I answered no, this was kind of like an election, and this person wasn't anywhere. Like there wasn't any membership, there wasn't any group.
I don't buy any of that. That's fine that you said that. That's not helpful. You should have just said, "I'm sorry, I forgot."
Oh,
if the questions are the same, you answered one way and one another. Was and here's the kicker. Are you ready?
Yep.
Was
I'm ready.
was the reason that you thought you couldn't go back to your home country and the reason you were going to be persecuted was because of your membership in this group, or was that just like a side issue?
No, this was a political asylum. The reason of my membership, no, it wasn't because of my membership. It was because of my involvement in a government office. That's the reason.
Would you not have had the government office job if you weren't a member of that group?
No.
You would not have.
Yeah.
So fair to say your membership in that group was at least part of your asylum case.
That is kind of technical. What did you repeat it?
It says yes. Judge Jim says yes.
Okay.
That it should have been something. It should have been something that you remembered when you filled out your 485.
You're right.
Do I think it's fatal? No. Does it seem like the officer got all that cut up on it? No. And it seems to me, I think what you said, you said the officer reconstructed, but what I think you mean is that the officer marked like they showed you on the iPad, I changed this answer to this. Did they do that?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
I told them.
Then to me, they're not trying to fuck you. If they're trying to fuck you, they take a long statement and like, it was only after I brought up the fact that he was a member of XYZ that old Good Morning fessed up and confessed under my brilliant cross-examination. So they do that sometimes, but that doesn't. It sounds like they've moved on.
Oh.
So I think you're okay on that. Now, what about this lawyer not showing up? Are you telling me you paid the lawyer to come and they didn't come?
Yeah. I tried to call him. Pardon?
They turned off their phone?
Yeah, till today, honestly. I haven't heard back from her. But then on the first interview, she went with us. And everything was so easy for the first interview.
What else happened at the second interview?
Honestly, that's it. Apart from the officer, she was kind of in vibe with my wife. They were talking about the gown dresses, everything, but they didn't ask anything about the I-130 because it was already approved.
So it sounds like they brought you back in there because between the time of your first interview and the time of the second, they got your asylum file.
Yeah. Thank you for putting out that, because in my first interview, the first officer we had, he didn't have that file. We were just asking us more questions. But on the second interview, the officer had both my I-155 and the asylum file. And finishing the interview, he was like, you know what? You won't come back here anymore, and you'll get your whatever feedback online, check online or in mail. Good enough. Now I have your I-35 and the asylum.
And when was that?
That was for the second, at the end.
But what was the date of that second interview?
That was on the 22nd of September.
So that's probably also why the officer didn't care about bringing your wife in, because it wasn't going to be Stokes because the I-130 was already approved.
She came in, yeah. She came. My wife later came in.
Remember you said you thought you were going to get a Stokes?
Yeah, that's at first. At first, we were going to get one.
Yeah.
But then when I, because it was me who went in first. When I explained the situation, then he called in my wife.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. Well, I would say give him 90 days, see what happens, and then call me back.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you. Your advice is the best. Thank you. Next time I'll hire you.
All good. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Grumpy Cat. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I love Grumpy Cat.
Yeah, he's great. Rest in peace. Sir, again, thank you for taking my call. I hope my situation isn't too complicated, but the gist of it is I married a Chinese national while she was studying in Taiwan. This is 2012, I want to say.
Okay.
Time passed and she married, divorced, and we made contact several years later, and she got her tourist visa, made multiple trips to the country. May 2024, we married stateside, and she went back home to wait out the process. I got activated as a reservist, and And in that time, we filed the 485. I asked for an expedite for humanitarian reasons. It was approved, went on to NVC in December, and was approved. And she had her interview May 2025.
That's
It
pretty
was,
fast.
yeah, pretty fast, sir. Yes. And it was denied or rejected, rather.
Why?
And so we don't know. We
CCP?
just don't. Go ahead.
CCP?
I believe that's the case because she worked for a state company, and so she denied affiliation. But I believe just simply because she worked for a state company that the officer had some question. So um,
Does she still have her visit visa?
so it was still valid as a 10-year visa. She probably only expended maybe 2 years of it. So but they did take her passport and they still have a possession of it. And so that's part of my concern, is that we can't meet until she gets that back.
Did
So
she get? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Grumpy Cat. But did she get a 221G refusal, or what did she actually? What did the
yes, to 21, yes, sir.
What do they want?
They did not ask for anything, and since then I've filed 2 congressionals. They've responded with generic messages. They still haven't asked for anything, and that's part of the frustration, is that we don't know how to proceed.
Did they talk to her at the interview about her Communist Party membership?
They did not. They just asked, and she denied.
And that was true?
Yes. Well, other than working for a state company, which might be guilty by affiliation, just by working for a state company, but
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Like she never went to meetings and stuff. It wasn't high ranking or anything.
it was not high ranking, but that's part of the programming, is that these meetings do take place.
Yeah.
So
I would sue them.
So since May, not too soon.
Hell no. I mean, when did the I-130? When did the I-130 get approved?
I want to say December 24.
Yeah, I mean, you have special circumstances, brother. You're in the reserves. You have
Right.
You have, in my book, a judge should look at you favorably, as should the fucking State Department. Where do you live in America?
Oh, and that's a good question, sir. So I live in California, mobilized out of California, bought a residence. She's on title to that residence, and Texas. Since May, I have also visited China, and so I've taken pictures with her family, met everyone.
Oh, but I'm just asking because I'm trying to figure out where I would file your lawsuit. Where do you generally live?
So my home of record with the Army is still California. The home I just got keys for last week is in Texas, but my home of record officially is still California.
Okay, but if we were just sitting here like 2 weeks from now, would we say that you were living in Texas? I mean, I would rather file in Texas. If I can file in Texas, I would. So, but do you know, are you close to Dallas or Houston?
I am in, I bought near where I was stationed in El Paso.
Okay. Yeah, so we probably file suit in California.
Check. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if it was an issue about the legitimacy of our marriage. So again, I did put her on title. Well, that's
Yeah, that could be it too. I mean, they knew the marriage fell apart once before. Maybe it could again, and so they might just sit on it. But I mean, to me, you're in the reserves. You're serving our country. You've been activated. You're doing important work. You have a spouse who had a low-level government agency job. I mean, back in when you started, I might have talked to you about exploring the possibility of doing it all here instead of consular processing. But this is why I don't like to leave things to consulates, because it's a lot harder to challenge from when they're over abroad.
Right.
But yeah, I would give you a military discount on the lawsuit. So it'd be just $3,500 plus the $405 filing fee. We could get it on file in about a week or two, and then they get 60 days to answer, and we just see what happens.
Okay. If you can have your
Huli,
your helper reach out to me, yes.
She will. All right. Thanks, Grumpy Cat.
If I may ask a follow-up, sir.
Of course.
The issue with the passport, I guess one of the concerns I may have, and whether it's a legitimate course of action, not to question you, but
Yeah.
would it be easier to pull back the application, get her visa, and then file for an adjustment of status here?
Well, she's already demonstrated immigrant intent, so I think it's going to be harder for her to come into the United States. She's married to a U.S. citizen. She's filed an I-130. It's been approved, so she clearly has immigrant intent. I could see them not letting her in.
Check. Okay, sir. I'll talk to your staff. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
brother. See ya. All right, all right. Huli, have someone follow up with him right away, okay? Thank you. Tay is here. Hello, Tay.
Good morning to you, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm calling in regards to a small problem that I've been having, right? I'm 26 today, by the way.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So I enlisted. Let me just give you a short backstory. I'm from Jamaica. I enlisted. I got my green card last year. What do you call it? July. I've been back to Jamaica like four times since then.
A conditional green card based on marriage or something
Yeah.
else?
Conditional green card based on marriage. I applied. I put all my papers in, my work permit, my travel documents, and my green card application in on the 29th of March last year, 2024. I got everything approved within that short space of time. So from March 29th through to what do you call it? Through to July of 24, I got everything approved.
Great.
Right? Now fast forward to this year, I enlisted in the military on the 28th of July, right? I got my military credentials. I'm doing National Guard, so it's a reservist position in a sense, right? I enlisted, I left the country, and I went to DR. I went to DR for 3 days. While I was in DR, I received a call while I was actually boarding the plane to come back to the States. I received a call from my recruiter saying that something came up in my file, in my background check, that they basically canceled my ship date to go to basic training and everything, right? Even though they gave me, what do you call it? My military ID and everything that I needed to make my transition. They gave me the forms that I needed to upload to USCIS for my citizenship. I asked him if I should still go ahead and do that. He advised me to go ahead and do it. And now my citizenship, basically my it says I applied for my citizenship on the 6th of September. I got an update from the website, the USCIS website, to say that my citizenship has been scheduled, but I have not seen anything in the mail since then.
What do you think the issue is in the background?
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't have any criminal history at all. Like, the most I've had since I've been here so far is like traffic tickets. That's pretty much it.
How about ever being out of status?
I was out of status for some time.
And then you married your spouse?
Yes, sir.
How's everything with the marriage?
Honestly, it's not good, but on paper it is good, because she keeps asking me for money and stuff like that, and I keep, I keep saying, this isn't what we signed up for. We had a legitimate marriage, basically, right? We used to live together. We had sex, everything like it. She took a car out for me, like, you know what I mean? Everything.
But why don't you live together now?
She's just really, it's really too much, honestly. It's stressing me out to the point where I just want to be over. Want it to be all over with, in a sense.
Which is why you jumped the gun to file for N400, even though your reservist stuff is sort of on hold.
No. So the way they do it for the reservists is, as soon as you enlist and you get that military ID, they send the paperwork up to the colonel so he can sign it and then send it back to you so you can apply for your citizenship immediately. So that's the natural thing to do whenever you join the military.
Okay. So I'm not an expert on military citizenship cases by any stretch, okay?
Yes, sir.
But I believe that there is a requirement that if you want to naturalize, you still have to get the conditions removed on your case. So I think that marriage is still a big central issue of whether you get any future immigration benefits. I'm worried that she's hitting you up for money. I'm worried that you said everything looks good on paper. If this marriage is over, we need to be honest about that and move forward accordingly.
Okay, but I've had like somebody that referred me to the military. She enlisted like as soon as she got her green card, her conditional green card, and then she made the transition from she did the same thing. She applied with the same paper form that I used from the military, and she got her citizenship within 3 months or so.
But you have not.
I have not. No, well, I just applied, so.
Okay. Well, listen, brother, you do whatever you want. And
Mhm.
I'm just here as a sounding board, and I just tell you the things that I know. Like I said, I don't know much
Yes,
about
sir.
citizenship for people in the military. But in my experience, I can't say it's in every case, but in most cases I've seen, the removal of conditions becomes a central issue. And I think that you are going to need to deal with that in an honest and straightforward way. You can still get your conditions removed if the marriage was real at the beginning and hasn't worked out. But what you can't do is just act like everything's good on paper, because that's how you get into big trouble.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Tay. Happy birthday. Sorry, man.
Thank you. No problem.
Bye. Yep, you too. Thank you. Interview anxiety. Well, you know we got to take that one. Hello.
Hey there. Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
I'm okay. We'll get to it. Me and my husband have been together for almost 20 years next year. He is an immigrant in Mexico, came in 1999, never left. We met. We've been married now for 13 years. We have 4 children. He is the stay-at-home dad. We're nervous about our interview because he doesn't work. And he supported me through all of my career to be a nurse practitioner, and he stayed home with the children.
How did he enter the United States?
Work visa.
Good. Good. Okay. And you have proof of his valid entry?
We do. His passport got stolen, but we had pictures of it. And just due to fear and anxiety and, social media fear, we never did anything. And finally, I guess we got too scared that something would happen.
You sound like you're about to cry.
It's nerve-wracking. We've been together 20 years. That's my partner in crime.
So, do you have an interview coming up?
Yes. Our interview is October 28th. We're both a nervous wreck.
Are you bringing an attorney with you?
No, we did it on our own. He doesn't have anything major. He had a DUI in 2006, cleared, paid for, taken care of, nothing since then. Our other issue that I'm worried about an interviewer not understanding is joint accounts.
Mm-hmm.
When we moved to a small town in Georgia, he wasn't allowed to get anything. Racism was serious.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have anything on paper. We kept living that way because I'm the sole provider.
So
he's not on bank accounts. He's on a couple of credit cards, like his name, but.
Mm-hmm. So he doesn't work.
No, he's a dad. He's a stay-at-home dad.
No, it's okay. Okay, so let me just make sure I got everything. Okay, so this interview will be in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, and so he was out of status at the time you got married, out of status at the time that you filed, but you've been married for 13 years and you have 4 kids.
Right.
You have all the birth certificates and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
You have proof, and he's on all 4 birth certificates?
Yes.
You have proof that he resolved his DUI in 2006?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I would say that I understand being nervous, but I think the chances of him having to leave the United States are extremely low.
Okay.
Extremely low. He's married to you. Okay. Yeah. So he has a valid entry. In our experience lately, and we're keeping really good track of this. So in theory, USCIS could have, when they received your I-130 and 45, they could have put him in removal proceedings right then, right? Because he's out of status and they seem to be suggesting that they might start doing that, right? So far, we haven't seen that, right? And in theory, they could also take him into custody or issue him an NTA at the interview. And so far, we haven't been seeing that either, right?
Let's
so
hope.
I think everything's going to be okay. But sister, I got to tell you, I know that you think this is a straightforward case, but this is a case that needs a lawyer. If nothing else, they're going to get you better prepared for the interview. They're going to be sitting there next to you. Less weird shit's going to happen because the attorney's there. And I'm not saying hire us. You know, it's a pain in the butt for us to get to Atlanta anyway. But I would not say this is one of those cases where you don't need a lawyer.
I agree. Social media has just made it where we're so, scared. That's the whole reason we never filed before.
Let's just say that worst case scenario. Let's say this happens. He receives an NTA to go to immigration court, and let's just say ICE is there waiting for him at the end of your interview, and they take him into custody. That is not going to happen. I don't think. I think the chances of that happening are less than 0.00001%. So I don't think you need to worry about that. Okay. But let's say that it did. He has lots of routes to stay in the United States. One is he can adjust in court because he's married to a U.S. citizen, and it's obviously a good faith marriage. They've been married 13 years together, 20 and have 4 kids, right? So he could get a green card in court. He'd also be eligible for something called cancellation of removal, which is a whole other defense to deportation because he's been here for 20 years. Maybe that DUI messes that up, but there's lots of routes for him to stay. I understand the anxiety. I would say stay off social media, focus on strengthening your case, hiring an attorney, and getting ready for your interview. Those are the things you can control versus all the things you can't control.
Okay, we were just worried that an interviewer is just going to be like, "So what have you been doing the last 12 years?"
I've been working my ass off raising these 4 brats.
Absolutely. While their mama went to school.
Yeah, and if it were the reverse, gender-wise, everybody can fuck off.
I agree. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay. Thank you.
One other thing. I guess we should talk. There's one part of that we should talk about.
Okay.
Tell me about his skills.
As far as, his plan long term when the babies grow up is to do a drywall company. He knows how to do drywall. He does everything. He can do landscaping. He helps out locally. He helps at the church. He stays busy.
So 2 things. One, I think public charge. We want to talk about public charge. So I would be ready to talk about his skills if we need to, right? To maybe document those. And 2, if he's helping out at the church with that DUI and with the new discretion that they're claiming, I might bring a couple letters saying, "Oh yeah, I know interview anxiety's husband. He's a good dude. This is how he helps out at the church. This is how he helps out with poor neighbors, whoever." Just get maybe 2 or 3 notarized letters saying what a good dude he is and bring those with you to the interview.
Okay, I'm sorry. Another question is I did not upload any pictures due to, uneducated and doing it on my own, which I know we shouldn't have. Yeah. But I did not upload any pictures. Is that going to be a big deal? Do I need to take some?
You got 3 weeks, sisters. You got 20 years of pictures, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Start uploading. Okay. Upload everything. We don't want to win. We don't want to win by 1%. We want to win by 80%. Smash that shit.
Just start uploading anything.
All of it.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you.
Good luck. Let us know how the interview goes.
All right. Thank you.
See ya. Yeah, UFAM asked, is public charge back? Yes, it is, UFAM. It is. That's our good friend UFAM. UFAM, you're in Texas, right? I think he's in Texas. Let's go to Callie. Hello.
Hello, Big Jim. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Seems like you have a lot of military folks on your call today.
Yeah.
Myself. So
thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you for your support. So I have a question concerning consular processing.
Okay.
So my wife is Canadian. We've been going through this for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
She finally got a date for interview coming up in November.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. But there's a thing though. So I'm owing federal taxes, which I file every year either ways. And I have the payment plan with them. Is that going to be an issue?
No.
Oh, okay. Too easy.
That was it?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, brother.
All right, thanks, man.
Oh, hey,
Have a good one.
real quick.
Yeah.
When did you file the I-130? When did it get approved? When did it get document qualified? And then the interviews in November.
Yeah, so the I-130, so we got married in 2023. We filed it, I think we got married in August. I filed it right when I came back from Canada in August, which was, August 2023. I filed it when I came back, and then it got approved December last year, right after I had my daughter. And then after that, they sent it to NVC. NVC was going back and forth with documentation. And then finally, they gave us a date like 2-3 months ago.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the call.
All right, you do. Have a good one.
Okay, bye. All right. Nurse Laura says, good choice of wife there, Callie. Canadian ladies are excellent partners. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go to hello.
Good morning, Jim.
Hi.
Hey, I can't hear you. I don't know why.
You can't hear me? I'll keep talking. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hello, can't hear. Sorry about that. Let's go to Jenny. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for taking the call. So I actually called you a couple weeks ago. We filed our marriage based green card. And my husband is currently on OPT. He came from an F1 status on OPT, and we're trying to keep OPT alive. So he was doing some volunteering for that. Anyway, he's wanting. Okay, so the adjustment of status is already filed. It was filed back in August. But he was wanting to enroll in like a certificate program. Takes about 4 weeks to do. I was wondering if that is going to, like, he's currently on OPT work authorization card right now. The 765 for the adjustment of status hasn't come in yet. So what I was wondering is if he enrolls in that certificate program, is it gonna kick off that OPT?
I don't think so, but he should check with his school and ask them.
It's like a certificate program, so is that like the same thing as like
the school that issued his OPT? He should ask them.
Yeah, he did this in the past and they said it would be a violation.
Then it probably is.
So if that's a violation, then that means that the only way he could work is when that 765 comes in on the adjustment of status. Is that correct?
I would say yes.
Okay. Good to know. The other question I had was his 485 jumped past the interview and it's now at a case decision. Is there like an error that happens with USCIS, or is that legit with?
I'd say sometimes yes. I mean, in theory, it was approved without a green card, but how long ago was that?
So we filed midway through August.
Yeah, so that's probably just a mistake.
Okay, so we keep checking to see.
Yeah, I would call and make an InfoPass appointment and go talk to somebody about the case.
Okay, about the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't it after August 1st, everybody's getting an interview?
I think even before August 1st, yeah.
Okay. So you said an InfoPass about the case?
Call the 1-800 number for USCIS and just keep saying InfoPass and then try to schedule one at your local field office and go in and talk to them or ask USCIS what the deal is.
Okay. And the last question I had is with the government shutdown, the last time we checked, it was like 2 months for the 765. Have you been seeing a lot of delays in processing with the government shutdown, or are things still getting through?
USCIS is self-funded, so they shouldn't stop at all.
Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Cool. And the last thing is I see that you have a Star Wars in the background, and that's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Because when I think about some of this stuff, I was trying to explain this to my husband who doesn't have, he's never seen Star Wars, but you know that part in the what is it? It's like the New Hope movie when Han Solo is trying to get out of the Death Star and it's like enclosed in fire, and then he shoots out at the last minute.
Yeah.
I kind of think of some of this stuff as Like it's all closing in on you, and then all of a sudden at the last minute, like
Great.
you break free.
Have you watched Andor?
Yes, I have. That's
so
actually really
great.
good too. It gives it has the same feel as like Star Wars.
It's so great. I have the poster right over there. I think about it all the time, and I feel like we're the rebellion.
Yeah, yeah, so true.
Awesome. Thanks for the call, Jenny.
Yep, thank you.
See you. Oh, great way to end. Always going to make me happy talking about all my Star Wars stuff. That's why I took her off camera. And there's the best bobblehead of all. My dad. That's my dad back there. It's my dad and Saul and me, I think, back there. Then my Star Wars stuff is that's my Millennium Falcon over there. That's my land speeder, which I had when I was 7. That's a bunch of my figures, and that's the Cloud City thing that I traded for. And then there's more figures up there. All right, everybody. Mel, you got to watch Star Wars. Start with number 4. Watch 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then skip 7, 8, 9, and then watch Andor. Andor is the best. Everybody, have a great night. I will be back on the air Saturday, so no show tomorrow, no show Friday, and then we'll be back coming to you live from Ithaca, New York, of all places. I'll be in Ithaca, New York. And we'll do a show, me and Huli, at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching, Huli. Thanks for your help. And everybody, be kind to each other. Big ups to all the arties. Bye, guys.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.